So then after I'm done my workout, should I feel sore after so that I know I have had some progress, or what should I feel like that day, the next day?
Okay. So that might take us in a little more of a subjective area, but there are objective signs as well. After a workout, so immediately after a workout, you might just feel tired from the workout, just like a long day of work. The next day or the next 2 days, you should, if it's an effective workout, if you've worked hard enough, you should feel some fatigue and some muscle soreness. You don't want to be at a point where it's painful, that it hurts a lot, that when you get up, when you take a step, it's unbearable. You've done too much. You want to stay away from that level of pain. But you know that you've worked hard. If, let's say, you're reaching for the salt shaker, and as you reach, you feel that muscle just a little tighten.
Right.
It's not painful. You can reach for it, but it's a little sore. Then you know you've done the right amount of work. Now, on the opposite end of that, if after a day or two you're not feeling anything, you're probably working under your capacity, and you should increase that intensity. Again, we spoke about intensity in other episodes. You should, either increase the weight or increase the amount of repetitions or the amount of sets that you do. So there should be a certain level of fatigue, so that you know that you've done work and you're stimulating your body. So if you're not feeling that little bit of pain, then you're not stimulating your muscles. You're not telling it to do anything because you don't need to, because it's understimulated. So that little bit of pain is telling your muscles, hey, I need to get stronger. I need to get bigger, because they're going to come at me again with some more exercise. I need to be ready. So that's going to stimulate your body. So a little bit of pain, again, a bit subjective, but there is some objectivity there.
So if my objective is to tone my muscles, should I see that I'm gaining weight because muscle weighs more than fat, or should I not be noticing that?
So with strength training and gaining or increasing muscle mass, for women it is going to be harder, just by nature. So it is possible, but there's a progression to this. So as a beginner, you will notice quite quickly a strength gain. You'll feel like you're able to do more, just generally, daily you'll be able to do. So you'll notice a strength gain probably within 2 to 3 weeks. Better coordination, because now your body's learning the exercise and you're getting used to it. A size gain is different, or even your body showing a form or tone. Usually takes 4 to 6 weeks for you to start seeing that physical difference, that visual difference. To put on muscle mass, a noticeable amount of muscle mass, take probably a while, even a while longer than that, possibly 3 to 6 months. And again, all this depends on the intensity. If you're training half an hour twice a week, which is great, there's nothing wrong with that, but you won't see that muscle mass gain like you would if somebody who's training 5 times a week for an hour a day. So the volume of work that you're doing is also going to dictate how quickly you put on muscle mass and how strong you get. But even at a minimum of twice a week for 30 minutes is enough to stimulate your body to change, for strength gain. And then, eventually you will put on muscle mass. And again, the type of work you do will also dictate that.
So then what's exactly happening to your muscles as you get older? Are they shrinking, or are they getting flabby, or is it fat that you see? What is that?
I'll let you know when I get older. I'm not there yet. But assuming that at some point they do get older, we do know that at around the age of 40, the muscles or the body starts losing elasticity. So muscle elasticity starts losing muscle tone. It is harder to put on muscle size after that age. It's just natural progress. When you see, I guess you were saying somebody, I guess flabbiness, whatever, that could be a lot of times somebody who has a certain amount of muscle, large amount of muscle, and probably just stopped training, stopped exercising. Because I do see a lot of older people who have great muscle tone, and these are people who are still very active. The ones that I used to be an athlete and then decided not to do anything anymore. That's where, I mean, they just put them, I guess, in the same category as anybody else. If you're not using your muscles, then they're not going to be there for you, and so you'll see that muscle tone and muscle sagging. It'd be much more prevalent if you're not doing anything. But again, if you are active, if you are doing strength training, even in older years, you should be able to keep up a good degree of muscle tone.
So do you have any tips on how not to feel self-conscious or embarrassed as a beginner working out in the gym with other people?
Well, I think you'll find that the fitness community or the gym community is actually a very positive community. I know we always hear about the bad apples, but it is a very positive community. You want to remember that everybody who's going to the gym is there for a reason. That's to seek out better health. So typically it's a very positive community. And the other thing is, when people are working out, they're pretty much engaged in their own little world and focusing on themselves. So you won't get the stares that maybe you're thinking that, I'm doing something wrong. And again, if you're along with a friend who's been doing something, or with a trainer, that'll probably boost your confidence too, knowing that somebody's guiding you. But in terms of how you look or how you feel, you really don't need to worry about that. Everybody has to start somewhere, and people in the gym are very aware of that. You're starting, say, today. Well, 30 years ago is when that was my today, and I had to start at some point. And believe me, I've made plenty of mistakes, but nothing to be self-conscious about. You're gonna be there. There's gonna be experimenting with exercises too. So I understand the question, and I'm not ignoring it by any means, but you'll find it more positive than you think.
Okay, good. So how long will it take before I see results of my workouts? Mental results, physical results?
Okay, so, mental results. Let me say this about the mental results. Just deciding to do something, I think, is probably giving you a certain level of excitement. So already you're feeding into that, and that's great. You're going to start into a routine. So I think mental is almost immediate. Physical results, as we said a few minutes ago, physical results, a couple of weeks, and you already start to see that you're moving better with the exercises. Even if it's the machines, it'll be more of a flow, and you'll gain that strength. Again, even initially, you'll find the strength gains come fairly quickly, and the visible, again, taking a bit more time. But I'd have to say you'll see results, depending on what you're looking for and to what extent, almost immediately.
Okay. And is it okay to work out before going to bed?
So now we're back to the topic of fit, to some extent. Some workout is better than no workout. If the only time you have available is, let's say, at 9 in the evening, 9:30, if that's your time slot, if that's the only time you can get away from the rest of life to focus on your health, then absolutely do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just know that your body does take time to wind down after a workout. So let's say you work out from 9 to 10. That time between 10 and 11, your body might still be on a high because you have that blood flowing at a higher level than normal. And that'll probably keep you up for a bit. And I find that it takes at least a couple of hours for your body to really start settling down. If you could work out earlier, that would be good. But again, if that's your workout time, then that's what it is. And I prefer you do a workout late in the evening than not do it at all. It will definitely be more beneficial. Just know that it'll take your body a little bit of time to wind down. But that being said, you could help it along too with, say, a hot shower, something that'll help you gear down.
So let's say for some reason I have to stop working out, going on a vacation, you get an injury, you get sick. When will I start to lose any progress that I've made?
Okay. So also a good question, one that I've been asked before. Part of the answer is it depends how long you've been doing this. So if you just started working out and let's call it 1 year, to the body that's not an extensive amount of time, although that's a great start. If you need to stop for a certain period of time, if it's 1 week, then my answer is you should see no loss of anything. Might even be a recovery week for you. If we start getting into issues like injuries and all that stuff, that can just take us anywhere in that answer. But a 1 week layoff, you'd probably come back and just be a little sort of off in your repetitions, maybe for the first workout or two. 2 weeks might take you a couple more workouts to get back into it, but you will bounce back quickly. If you're somebody who's been working out for many years, again, it will take longer for a loss to happen. So you're pretty much at the same pattern as your gains. A couple of weeks before you see a good strength gain, a couple of weeks before you see a strength loss. 4 to 6 weeks before you see a physical change in your body, and the same amount of time for you to see a physical change in reverse if you stop working out. So the pattern pretty much follows the same for gains and for losses.
Well, that's all the questions I have.
For now. Okay, excellent. Yeah. Well, those are great questions, very common questions, which is good. So hopefully those are some of the questions that you have, and hopefully I've answered them for you. Please, if you have questions, put them on the comments. I will try to answer them as best I can. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. And hope you enjoyed the episode, and see you next time.